Here we go, we're live. Hi everyone. Very happy to introduce Sophie Morton Thomas. Do you want to start us off with an intro to your book?
Yeah, so my book's called Bird Spotting in a Small Town, and it's set on the North Norfolk coast, and it tells the story of Fran, who's the main protagonist. She runs a caravan park in this village with no name, and she's got these family difficulties happening. She feels like she's losing touch with her son and her husband, and she's a little bit obsessed with bird spotting, so she goes out every day to go and spot these precious birds. And so her caravan park, next to her caravan park is a field, and then one day the traveller family move in, and then some strange things start happening to the birds in the area. A couple of them lose their heads, and so it's a bit of a tense story. You don't really know who's doing what, and then finally a teacher at the local school goes missing. And yeah, it's a little bit of a whodunit, I guess, but yeah, it's about family difficulties and problems and secrets as well.
Yeah, it builds the tension very slowly, doesn't it? It's like a slow burn of a novel.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's very, very slow burn, yeah. And I didn't really notice it was when I was writing it. I knew I was putting in a lot of atmosphere. It's very atmospheric, but I didn't realize how slow it was when I was writing it until people were reading it afterwards. Yeah,
It had a very small town vibe, though. It did feel very accurate to small towns.
yeah. I think that was one of the main points of the story. So when I start writing, I always choose a location, and then I build from there. So I wanted it to be a really small town, somewhere that's isolated, far away from everywhere. It's one of those places where people in the playground might start rumors about someone, and they do, about the teacher. So yeah, I deliberately chose a small town, and it doesn't have a name, but it's set around lots of places that I visited on holiday.
Yeah, because you chose it in Norfolk, and I'm presuming that's not where you're based. You don't have
No, I'm based in West Sussex in Chichester. So we went on several holidays, like several summers in a row, to North Norfolk and also Suffolk. So I took some inspiration. There's a little town called Walberswick in Suffolk near Southwold, and that's very sort of marshy. There's lots of marshlands and bird spotters there. So I combined it with Norfolk as well, and just came up with my own imaginary town.
Did you have to do a lot of research into like traveling families and culture?
I just used the holidays and the photos that I took. I did a fair bit of research into the birds. So yeah, it wasn't. I also had to do a lot of research into the traveller side of things, because even though I've taught quite a lot of traveller children, I didn't necessarily know a lot about their way of life and how they earn money and how their families work. So I did more research into the traveller side of things.
Yeah, I thought you got the teacher bit quite accurately, so that's quite nice. Obviously, you're a teacher yourself.
Yeah. When I started the book, I thought it was going to be even more focused on the school, because I did want to write a story with a school in it, and a teacher who was mysterious and went missing. Obviously, it's not based on me. I'm not very mysterious. But yeah, I wanted to get the teacher in there. I wanted the small town to be like whispering about her, and wondering where she's come from, what on earth she's all about.
Yeah, she's got quite a cutesy vibe, hasn't she? Like a
yeah, she's meant to be something of an anomaly. She doesn't seem to fit in with the parents there. That there's rumors going around, people have seen tattoos on her, and they've seen her going to the pub and drinking more than the men, and yeah, there's that small town kind of assumptions made about her, but nobody knows where she's come from. She came in to cover a maternity post, so she was just drafted in, and nobody really knows much about her. No.
I think that's good. I think teachers should retain an air of mystery.
I'm not sure I do.
You know? Maybe it depends on what you teach.
Yeah, so the woman in the book, she's a primary school teacher. I teach much older kids, like teenagers and adults. But I am a mum of a little one. He's in reception, and I've got 2 older kids, so I've done the whole standing around in the playground thing for quite a lot of years. So yeah, I can't say now at the moment there's lots of whisperings and things. I mean, lots of it was built up from my imagination, but it was particularly the use of the small town that I thought might help bring about kind of more of a cliquey parents in the playground.
Yeah, I think you definitely got that vibe. I spent a lot of time in Suffolk as a child, and there's definitely I've been to sort of bits of Suffolk that are quite cliquey and small.
Yeah, particularly around Norfolk and Suffolk, because it's quite isolated. I think people kind of have their own communities that perhaps we don't have here in the southeast. But I haven't lived there, so a lot of it is my imagination.
But that's the good thing about fiction. You can just use your imagination. What's the reception been like towards it, the book, now it's out?
My eldest child is my daughter, and she finds it all quite embarrassing. Then my middle child is quite pleased for me, and then my little one doesn't have a clue. He doesn't understand. But we went into Waterstones the other day, and he recognized my book cover, so he did go running over and he said, "Look, it's Mummy's book." And then he was like, "Do you want to buy it, Mummy?" And I was like, "No, I'm not going to buy it. Maybe I will." But yeah, he recognizes the cover, but my daughter finds it a bit embarrassing, I think.
Have you had some book launch events?
Yeah, so last week I had quite a big launch at Waterstones. That was last Thursday, so we had about 50 people there. I've got another event tomorrow at Shoreham. It's chapter 34 books, and that's at 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. And I've got quite a few online events as well.
Have you been at there's a literature festival at Shoreham, I think, that Ellie Griffiths and William Shaw put on, that has like a crime.
Oh,
They definitely do the crime day bit. I think it's called Fatal Shores.
Oh, I don't know that one actually. I'm going to one in Fishbourne, but that's next year. I was going to one in Brighton, but that was cancelled. But yeah, I don't know the Shoreham one. I do know Ellie. She was one of the teachers on my course, so I know her. But yeah, I don't know about this particular festival.
Did you do the masters that she does at Westdean?
Oh,
at Westdean or?
No, actually, so she was a visiting lecturer. I know she does that at Westdean. Yeah, she was a visiting lecturer at Cambridge University, so that's where I did my masters. That was in crime and thriller writing, and she worked with us quite a lot, as well as Sophie Hannah, crime writer. So it was Sophie's main course for a few years. So she was the manager. I can't remember the managerial director. And yeah, Ellie was like a visiting lecturer, so she'd help us in workshops and we'd read out our pieces and they both give feedback. So that was really helpful. Yeah, so they're both so experienced.
Probably worth dropping her a message then about Fatal Shore. It's definitely happened twice.
Yeah.
So whether it's happening again, I don't know, but I'm sure it would be because they've done really well.
Okay.
Like they had Richard Osman last year, I think.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll drop her a line and invite myself along. Huh.
Yeah, it's the best way to get into these things.
Yeah, I'll ask her.
I'm hoping Donna, who's watching, will remind me because she knows as well that it's
Oh yeah,
really,
no, I think I follow Donna. Yeah.
yeah, she's another one who
Um,
does other interviews.
okay, yeah. I think Donna was organising one of the events that was cancelled. I think one at the Ship Inn in Brighton. Or I could be wrong. Yeah, so I don't think I'm doing any literary festivals this year. That would be nice. Maybe next year.
Hard to get to them if you're a teacher, isn't it? It's I
Mhm.
go to Harrogate. I'm a teacher as well. I go to Harrogate
Ah,
because it's close to where I live and I can do the Saturday. But a lot of crime festivals happen sort of on weekdays and things, and it's really
yeah,
hard. You don't have a job where you can take a day off. It's not.
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, don't know if I could get the time off during the week. Obviously, I would have to if I got invited to Harrogate. That would be good. I'm going back to Cambridge University in April to help on the course that I was on. So the Crime and Thriller Writing Masters. I'm going to be on an agents panel talking about. Oh,
You okay? Oh, I might have lost her. Oh no, I may have lost Sophie. Let's hope she signs back in. Although there's only Donna watching. Donna, where is Fatal Shore? Am I right? Is it in Shoreham? Mm.